But the level doesn't end unless we catch the cat.
Okay.
So it keeps going, and it'll actually loop.
Oh my gosh, this is what it's like sometimes to try and cut Luna's nails.
Get back here! I know the first time... Alright, welcome back to Klonoa 2, Lunatea's Veil. Alrighty, we are on basically the log jammer.
Yay!
The old jungle slider.
I missed the log jammer.
I did enjoy the log jammer that much, except for the time where I legit got my logs jammed. Because, like, you have to, like, spread eagle a little bit to fit more people. So, like, I'm there and my boys are vulnerable. And my good buddy Phil, at the end of the ride, he stands up, but takes a step back right on to Ren Jr. And Ren Jr. just, like, let out this squeak. And I was just done for the rest of the day. Like, it hurt.
Yep.
So anyways, this level is on rails. That means, like, I did practice a couple times because you can't go backwards. You are constantly moving in a forward motion.
Oh, okay.
So if you miss, like, an item or something like that, you can't go back. You got to keep going, finish the level, or pause and retry.
I really, really enjoy whatever those are.
The little, like...
They're like angry dolphins.
Barracudas!
I very much enjoy them.
But yeah, they appeared briefly in the first level. Now they're hazards of this level.
Okay.
But yeah, like I said in the last part, these snowboard, surfing.
What's... Oh my gosh. I don't think we got that on camera.
No, that was right.
Yeah, that was right at the very end.
Yeah.
So
I stopped hitting record.
As we were finishing up and he like hopped on the board, my brain, for whatever reason, just completely forgot the word surfing. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's like he's snowboarding, but like on water? And then like the little light bulb went off and I'm like, there's a word for that. What is the word for that? And it took me a second. It took me a second, but I was like, oh my God, it's surfing. He's snowboarding, but on water. Surfing.
But these levels is also the big distinction between, like, Klonoa 1 and Klonoa 2 because there's more dynamic angles happening here. It's not really on that 2D plane. This is full-fledged 3D. You can't do this with a 2D game. Like, the closest you'd come is, like, in the Sonic games where you're like going through the tubes and it kind of looks like it's 3D.
Yeah.
Because he's, like, facing forward. That would be the closest it would come to with this.
Those little cacti things look like they're looking at you. You missed it.
You think, like, the little spikes are...
Ah!
I got scared. This level scares me.
But yeah, it's also a good way to, like, mix up the gameplay.
Yeah.
To have this thrown in every once in a while to have, like, a different style of gameplay. But I don't know how you'd feel about...
I don't know.
On-rail levels. To where, like...
Because, like...
You keep going.
Yeah. I feel like I'd be fine, but I would miss everything.
Okay.
Like, I definitely wouldn't get any of the stuff that you're supposed to get going through the level.
Oh, okay, yeah. Hey, you. Give us back the element.
Pooh. Pooh's not in this game.
Oh my god, I love this.
Huh?
Watch her eyes.
Oh, Lolo.
Because he's like, girls don't like pesky boys. He's like, I don't care if he's pesky. I like him just fine. Klonoa's like, what? She's like, what?
What?
Starts to sweat profusely. Oh, Lolo, you sweet summer child. All right, so now we have to actually chase down Tat himself. So we got to gain the correct amount of speed. Get the last doll piece, of course. But the level doesn't end unless we catch the cat.
Okay.
So it keeps going, and it'll actually loop.
Oh my gosh, this is what it's like sometimes to try and cut Luna's nails.
Get back here.
I know the first time you cut her nails and she wanted to escape, I grabbed her and she yelped and you said, just let her go.
Well, because you were like holding on to her tail. And
I wasn't trying to get the tail, I was trying to get like her belly.
But it's
to
like,
scoop her up.
if they're trying to get away
But I
and they're
missed,
running and you
yet
grab the
caught her
tail,
tail.
it can dislocate their tail.
Right.
Which is really, really painful.
Because like it was an immediate thing. I didn't
Yeah,
have a
which
grip
is
for,
why I was like,
not
just
even
let
a
her
full
go.
second. I was
Like,
just like,
if she's gonna be this bitchy about it, just let her go, and I'll get them
But
another
see
time.
how that cannon launched us back to the start?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's gonna keep on going and keep looping until we catch the cat. So again,
So you
getting
clip those
hit-
nails.
Yep. Getting hit by objects in the track slows us down. So you
Okay.
gotta be good at like dodging everything and pushing forward on the control stick
Yeah.
to give you just like a little bit of a boost.
But
So it's like, come here, Tat.
yeah, I don't understand her because sometimes she like I can get all four paws, no problem. Like not even so much as like a whine from her. And then
Okay.
other times she hears me get the clippers and she's like, I don't think so.
Maybe it just depends on like her mood of the day.
Yeah.
That's all I can think of.
So there are some times where I'm just like, all right, fine. Like we'll just do it again tomorrow.
Yep.
I'll get you next time, Gadget. Next time.
Wesker, you'd think we were murdering him the first time we tried to clip his nails.
Yeah, he wasn't having it the first time. He's gotten a lot better.
Yeah.
Where like he can be like very calm and like,
we got a
allow
grind.
it
We
to
got a
happen.
grinder instead of trying to like clip them.
Yeah,
And I hold him and you,
I grind.
yeah. Which it's funny because when I hold him for you to grind his nails, he literally just goes limp. I'm like, buppers.
Baby boy. There it is. Got him.
He was like, oh, shucks.
Aw, nuts. All right, and there we go. The element is back where it belongs.
Oh, poo.
Oh, poo.
Am I this cat? Oh, shit.
Well, shit.
Tat for tattoo?
Maybe. I just think it's like Tat the cat.
Well, it doesn't, well, I don't want to spoil it. I just think of like tit tat. Tit for tat.
Oh, okay.
Not that I could spoil it, because I don't even know what happens.
That's where I was a little confused. Spoil it. It's just like
There's like, there
you
was.
don't really know what the rest
Well, there
of the
was
game
like
holds.
there was a day where like I was doing work at my computer while you were recording, and I was just like, what's going on? What's over here?
And I was like, you'll see.
And then I was like, I have no idea what's happening.
Because, yeah, like I said, I record these in bulk.
Yeah.
How do you like this game so far compared to the first one? Any preference or
I don't think I have a preference.
more the
I
same?
think I think that they both seem really good in their own way.
Okay.
So where the first one, like, it was very imaginative based on player, like you had to put personality into the shapes and
Yeah.
kind of imagine them to be something.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas this one, the details are definitely
Yeah, you can more or less tell what you're looking
Yeah,
at.
there-
Even though
there's-
they do still have a very abstract design.
yes,
Which I
There-
like.
It's abstracted, but it's also like less guesswork.
Because this is our second boss, Leptio the Flower Clown. And, like, he's a very, like, distinct look. He
Yeah.
doesn't look like your traditional clown. He has that kind of, like, abstract
He
look.
looks like a plant.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really cool. So you still have an abstract feeling where it's like you
Okay.
can imagine certain things and whatnot. Beautiful colors. It's really crisp. It looks nice. And so did the first one.
Okay.
So it's just because they look different. I don't think one is better than the other.
Okay.
I think they both look really good in different ways.
Okay. I'll save most of my thoughts of the stories and characters towards the end, but do you like this cast of characters so far or the original cast?
I do really like this Klonoa.
Okay.
I do kind of miss his first sidekick.
Q Pow.
But I really like Lolo.
Okay. I too very much enjoy Lolo. And we have yet to see more of the villains, so I won't comment on them, but like...
I like the cat better than I like Joka.
Okay. But like it's hard to compete with Gaudius, because Gaudius just had a very
really
cool design. And also a very trippy boss battle.
Yeah.
But one thing I'll say, and I don't want to jinx it too early, is I found the bosses in this one just a bit easier.
Is that good or bad?
It depends on how you can take it, because it's like, okay, I was expecting more of a challenge, but also it's just like, all right, well, I was able to defeat these bosses without much of a problem. Like, I think you wouldn't have difficulty with these bosses.
Okay.
Like, looking back, I think there's like a handful of levels that you'd have trouble with, because platforming.
Yeah.
But
I'm just like,
bosses,
I'm
not
bad
so
at
much.
jumping.
But like, I do like the mechanics of the bosses, like the fact that like he's rolling in the background, so it's just like, oh hey, we've been taught throughout the series now that you can throw things in the background. That's how you hit him.
Yeah.
Because he's going to be constantly rolling, and you can't hit him from the side because of those spikes.
Right.
But when you tip him over, he's going to be in the background, and there he is, just kind of like hamster wheeling it. And we're just going to line up and...
I do really like the lighting of this game.
Okay. Now, I feel like that is specifically for this HD version. Because that's mostly one of the biggest changes between the original and the HD is more advanced lighting.
Yeah.
You're going to have different lighting.
Well, it's
But
just
also,
like
I
even...
mentioned in the first part, they get rid of like fog and shadows and stuff like that.
And I
they
think
don't want to
that,
hide
like,
anything.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what was your thought?
I was just going to say I really like the lighting, how it's like in the back with the glow and even like the rainbow lights on the where he's standing. Like you can tell it's meant to be lights.
Mm-hmm.
It's not part of the stone or anything like that. While I do really like the fog and misty things and it adds an ambience, there's a part of me that thinks in terms of like an artist.
Okay.
And it's like, yeah, whenever I was younger, I couldn't draw hands. So what I would do is avoid hands by putting them in mittens or putting their hands in their pockets or behind their back or in their hair, like, because I didn't know how to draw hands.
Right.
And to me, that's very much what like the fog and the mist and things are, is like, hey, we can't fit all of this stuff in. Like, you know, we don't have the technology for that.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to add mist. We're going to cover it.
Yes.
And it
exactly
looks
what it
wonderful. Was. Just like when you draw someone and their hand is in their hair and you're really good at drawing hair and it looks really nice and you didn't have to draw the hands.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's like you learn how to draw hands and you don't have to hide them anymore. So now they have the technology to show what's behind the mist.
Okay.
And they add the ambience in other ways, like lighting or the background or the content that would have been hidden.
No, that's a good rebuttal. I like that.
So I think both, like I said, both of them are really good in their own way.
Because, like, for this game, I didn't grow up with Klonoa 2.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, this is still cool, but I also understand where people are coming from. But of games where I grew up with, I have that attachment of like, why'd they get rid of the fog?
Yeah.
Why'd they get rid of like the mist? Why? So like to have an outsider be like, well, it now has atmosphere in different ways.
Yeah.
Because for me, I'm just like too clean, looks kind of plastic.
Yeah. Whereas like now that again, using the same analogy, like now that I know how to draw hands and I'm good at drawing hands, I don't want to put them in their pockets or have them wear mittens. Like I want to show off that I can do that.
Okay.
So I feel like that's where game design is at. Like they could put the mist in, but they want to show off that they can do these things.
Okay.
So I think that's still really cool. And they add it using the lighting and stuff, which is still really impressive.
All right. Well, there we go. So you know those little dolls that I've been collecting in each of the levels?
Yeah.
So this is Mommet. He's the showman of memories, and each time you collect the dolls, he'll unlock more attractions for you.
Oh.
So one of the first ones...
I thought you were going to say he puts on a puppet show, and I was about to be like, oh, God.
No, not exactly. So there's like a couple little special features. We're not going to do any in this playthrough. Maybe like the challenges, if there's like a mass amount of requests, which we don't get, so I'm not worried about.
Yeah.
But I will at least show you what they are, but I won't show you. So I'll be like, hey, these are what they are. Have at them, but I'm not going to show you like in-game me doing them. But they are like an art gallery, which if you collect all the gems in every single level, you get an artwork. I'm not pushing for that because that's, especially in the on-rails levels where you miss a gem, it's just like, whoop, got to start the level over again. And a boss rush. House of Horrors. So like there's a scrapbook. If you can collect 150 Dreamstones in a single vision, you get a picture. Race against the clock to fight bosses of the past. So see, we got 1 from the first level. All right, 1 down, 18 to go.
The symbol on the little stamp looks like cat whiskers.
Aww.
And a nose.
Yeah.
It's
I
cute.
wonder if that's intentional. Just might be, it just might be.
Could be. I feel like his mustache is going to fall off.
I think that's the point. So yeah, we can refight Fulguron, the Armor Beast, or Leptio, the Flower Clown. Again, we already saw these bosses, so I'm not going to do it again for the playthrough. But for those that are just looking to see what all Klonoa
What
has,
happens. Yeah.
additionally from the main game, that's some of the extra features. Alrighty, so we're going to go back to Baguji. I'm sorry. Baguji.
With his big old hat.
And the bird on top, which you so kindly pointed out.
Love it. It's the little things.
No, it's the little details that you always point out. Whether it's a bird on top or
Dagrin wearing
slacks.
shorts.
What can you do? Oh, well. So, anyways, that's 2 elements and 2 elements to go.
Dun dun dun.
Yep. So next up is the Kingdom of Discord. The
Join our
Warring
Discord.
Kingdom of Volk. Yeah, basically. Join our Discord. We have plans to do things, but like it's not super active, so we're just kind of winging it.
Yeah.
But at least we have it made. That's kind of how I feel about like voting. It's just like, sure, we can be like, hey, vote and request, but we're not as big to like have that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So it's just like, we're just gonna kind of wing it, and when you request, we'll like add it on, and then when we feel like we actually have a sizable audience, then we'll bring that back. But like we recently did like
we
hey, vote
definitely,
for Pupcorn movies,
we definitely
and
want to do voting.
nobody clocked in, so we're just like,
I voted.
you don't count, you're a co-host. And like again, it's nobody's fault. It's just like, all right, we're not ready for that yet.
Yeah, we're just not reaching enough people to get the law of averages.
Exactly. So it's just like, cool, we'll just continue drumming, playing by the beat of our own drum. That's the phrase.
And I like that because it's less room for burnout.
Yeah, I definitely
Like
agree.
all of these people that are doing what they're doing because it's popular and it's trendy, and they're just burning out so quickly.
Some of them fizzle out. Like some of them get fame early, but like between a year or two, they're just like done.
Yeah. Well, it's like, especially whenever, I was researching a lot of these YouTubers for my job, and it's just like a lot of them that were like, hey guys, sorry I haven't been active in a few months. Like, I was really burnt out and I just couldn't do it. And I hit a low point, and I'm like, oh my God, it's YouTube. Like,
Yeah.
and I get it. It's their income.
Yeah.
But it's like the amount of energy and time and everything that you put into what it takes to make a YouTube channel. Like, you have to love what you're doing, or
Absolutely.
else like you're gonna burn out.
That's why I'm in it for the long haul of like the focus is it's kind of like our relationship, but on more of like a, I don't even want to say like weird side, but as like entertainers in a way. So like they're like time capsules, which I've always viewed to look back upon like years from now and be like, hey, remember the time we goofed off in Paper Mario the Origami King?
And remember that time you yelled at me because you couldn't figure out the puzzle?
Yep. And like that's how I view this kind of stuff, is just like they're nice time capsules. I'm not trying to chase a trend. I wouldn't mind if there's a trend that I happen to like
Hit.
Exactly.
But it's also like you had a YouTube
I
friend
don't
that
want it to
like
control me.
was doing a lot of Zelda, and then like they just burn out on Zelda.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to do something so much that I start to hate it.
Exactly.
You know?
Because, like, we wanted to do a lot more Star Wars. And
then it got
it
just
got
too much.
Just oversaturated. And, like, we had to...
Not only
we didn't
oversaturated,
pitch, but we,
I
like,
wasn't enjoying the products they were coming out
stopped
with.
writing Star Wars ideas.
Yeah.
All right, folks. Tangent aside, in the next part, we're going to the city of Volk.
Toodles!